What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Jeff here. Thank you for tuning back in. And today I have a care package that I'm going to share with you. It is from my buddy here on YouTube, Steve, over at Rev Steve's Cards. And I'm going to open this up, share it with you. I've already cut the top, but I know what the card is. But I'm going to share it with you today. And before I do that, let me just tell you a little bit about Steve and his channel in case you guys don't already know. Because Steve is a really, really great guy in this community. He has a really great channel. And if you guys are not familiar with him, I highly, highly recommend you go check him and his channel out. I think you will enjoy it. But like I said, he's just a really generous, great guy. He's a pastor, you know, I mean, what pastor do you know that is not a great guy? And, you know, he's got a great channel. He's newer here, you know, just like myself. I've been on here about 3 months, a little over 3.5 months. Steve, I think, has been here about 4.5 months now. But he was one of the inspirations for me on myself creating this channel. You know, I had gone to the National last year and I had seen some guys that I follow, and I didn't want to go up and say hello to them because, you know, I was just some random dude who would go up and say hello. And I just thought that was kind of awkward. But I had told myself, you know, in this next year, before next year's National, I'm going to start creating videos and put myself out there. And then that way, when I go up to some of these guys at the National, maybe some of them would have run across my channel by now and know who I am, and it wouldn't be so awkward. And so that's what I did, right? But in Steve's first video, that's kind of exactly what he said, but it was related to Strongsville. So his video came out a couple weeks before this year's Strongsville show. And, you know, again, I watched that video and I was inspired by him on what he said and, you know, thought about what I encountered last year. And a couple weeks later, I put my first video out. So I chalk some of that up to Steve for inspiring me to do this. But then ever since then, you know, my first video has somehow probably come across his feed because he ended up commenting on it. And when he commented on my video, I commented back and said, you know, you're part of the inspiration on why I created this first video. And ever since then, you know, I think he was subscribed to me and I was subscribed to him. And I would watch all of his videos, and I still watch all of his videos and comment on all his videos. And he does the same for me, I believe. I feel like he comments on every single one of my videos that I put out there. So he's just a great guy, very supportive. And like I said, he just has a great, great channel. It's a pure collector's channel, right? Steve doesn't get caught up in the hobby drama that goes on. He's not big on, or he doesn't express his thoughts, you know, about the hobby or its current state. And he doesn't get caught up in that stuff. He just collects cards. He shows his cards. He shows his progress on the project that he's working on. He teaches you and informs you on players and the cards he's picking up. And he keeps his channel very simple. So it's a very innocent and refreshing channel. And so, and I love it. And his channel inspires me because he's doing this project. It's his Hall of Fame binder. And so what he does is he is collecting every set. Well, hang on, let me start over. He's collecting every Hall of Famer and throughout all the sets of tops from 1952 to current. So he'll have, you know, in his 9-page binders, let's say his first page will be 3 cards from 1952, 3 cards from 1953, 3 cards from 1954, and it'll all be Hall of Famers, 3 Hall of Famers per set. And so he's putting this, it's kind of a living set, right? Because every year there's a new set that comes out, a new year, and new Hall of Famers. So it's a project that never kind of ends for him. And I started something very similar. Well, almost exactly, but I'm doing 1 page per year. But regardless, that's not the point. The point is, again, he's got a great channel. He's a great guy. I think you guys should really go check him out. And then as far as how this thing came up, you know, he did a video a few weeks back, or no, I think it was just last week. And he had mentioned me in the video, and he had showed 2 cards that he thought kind of represented what I collected. One was a 1980 Topps Rickey Henderson, because I did a video series showing the top 100 cards of the 1980s, according to Beckett. And he showed the other card, and it's going to be somewhat of a spoiler for what's in here, but he showed a Michael Jordan card. And, you know, I'm born and raised in Chicago. I am a huge Michael Jordan fan, collector, and I don't collect Michael Jordan because he's the GOAT, right? I know there's a lot of Michael Jordan collectors out there, and I think there's a lot of them just because he's the GOAT, right? He's the greatest of all time, and his cards are valuable, but that's not why I do it. I kind of wish he wasn't the GOAT, you know. He's my hometown hero. I love Michael Jordan. You know, I grew up during those 90s Bulls, or during the 90s Bulls era, you know, in the 80s, you know, but the Bulls weren't great in the 80s, but they were starting to get better. Jordan was great, obviously, but, you know, I just grew up and I was very impressionable, and those Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan were very, very special to me. So I'm a Jordan collector, you know, because I grew up and he was my hometown hero. So Steve showed a card that he thought represented me. I watched the video, you know, I commented. Steve commented back and said, hey, you know, do you have this card? And I was like, no, you know, I don't. It's a great card. I love it. And he was just like, well, I want to send it to you. And I was initially like, no, there's no way you can send that to me. That's way too nice. I mean, it's a fairly expensive card, you know. And I said, it's way too nice. No, I can't accept that. And then, you know, we throughout the course of that, and then we had exchanged numbers and we were texting, and, you know, he had said to me, look, I would like to send you the card. If you already have it, no big deal. Or if you don't want it, no big deal. And so then eventually I ended up sending him a message back, basically saying, you know, I would feel way too bad, right? I'm not good at accepting gifts, right? I'm not a good gift acceptor at all. I'm awkward with accepting gifts. But I told Steve, I said, look, I love that card. If for some reason that card does not fit your collection, I would love to have it. You know, I like I just said, I'm a huge Jordan collector throughout the course of my life, collecting Jordans as a kid, even into adulthood. Those are just one things I've never sold, with the exception of a few really big and expensive Jordans. When his cards blew up during COVID, I ended up selling off his rookie and a few other really big Jordans. But as far as the majority of my Jordan collection, I've never sold it. And so I told him, you know, hey, I will cherish this card. I love the card. I will hold on to it forever, you know, and therefore he sent it to me. So again, I know what it is. I'm going to show it to you. But I had told Steve in return, I had said, you need to send me your address, and I will obviously get some stuff out to you. So Steve, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to get back out to you. And I would like to think, I promise I will make it worth it to you. I know you do not expect anything in return for this, but there is, again, no way I can accept this as a gift, you know, without doing something even nicer for you. So thank you very much again. But all right, let me pull the card out and I will show it to you guys. Oh, all right, well, it looks like the card's here. So got this, and there's a note here. Let me read it to make sure it's I'm able to read it on camera. I wouldn't expect I couldn't from Steve, but no, okay. So Jeff, I'm glad you didn't have the Jordan. I threw in a few other small cards, which you probably have. Anyway, thank you for the friendship. Talk soon, Steve. So Steve, again, thank you very much. I appreciate your friendship. And you didn't have to do this, obviously, you know that, but I'm very appreciative. So, well, nice. Awesome. Wow. Hey, all right. He threw in a few other cards. I know I have one of them. The other three, I think I don't have. So, first one he threw in, I think this is a Hoops. Let me think. Early 90s, if I had to guess, I don't know offhand, 93, maybe a 93 or 94, but it's a Hoops league leaders, league scoring leaders, Jordan, Wilkins, and Karl Malone. I am pretty sure I have it, but I love Jordan doubles. I collect Jordan doubles too. So thank you. These two, you know, actually I don't think I have these, so I'd have to look them up, but they're awesome cards. I love them both. I'm gonna guess mid 90s, you know, on the back it says 88 to 96, so I'm guessing maybe these are 96 or 97, but an upper deck, a cut above. Surprisingly, I'm not familiar with this, but it's awesome. Thank you, that's one. Got me another one. Heck yeah, photo of Jordan early in his career. So, awesome cards. And then number four, can't count. Wow, this is cool. This is a beautiful card. It is a Topps Heritage, Pete Crow Armstrong, and I apologize, I don't know what you call the sparkle. Maybe it's a sparkle sort of refractor thing. But that's an awesome card. I do not have it. This year I put some videos out showing some Pete Crow Armstrong cards that I have picked up this year. Obviously big Cubs fan, and Pete Crow Armstrong was having a heck of a season the first half of the year. He's kind of cooled off this second half of the season, just like the Cubs have. No, I love the card. Beautiful card. Thank you, Steve. Awesome card. All right. And then the card that he told me he was sending me. And again, just wow. Yeah. Beautiful card. I love this set so much. So this card is the 1997 Metal Universe Championship All Millennium Michael Jordan insert. And it's PSA graded an 8. And that's a high grade on these 90s inserts. I mean, these 90s inserts are prone to chipping and everything else. But to be honest, I don't even care about the grade. If I was buying Jordan inserts for myself, I'd probably be buying them in 6s or 7s in PSA, because I think they're just 6s and 7s are so clean. And I honestly collect raw Jordans as well. So this is a great, great card. God, that's a beautiful image. I just love that set so much. That All Millennium insert set. Such a cool set. Such a cool card. There's the back. And then if you guys don't know, for us Jordan collectors out there, there is something that's called it's a YouTuber. I think his name is Cajun Cardboard. But he came up with this idea of putting all the 90s, I think it's 80s and 90s Jordan cards in a hierarchy, right? So just kind of, well, let me just show you, and then that way you can maybe understand. So what it is Cajun Cardboard's Michael Jordan hierarchy, tier 1. So that's going to be basically his top 27 cards. And then there's tier 2. And I think there's going to be 54 cards there. And then you get into tier 3 and tier 4 cards, which, you know, there's a lot more in those. But for instance, you know, the tier 4, I think there's like 180 something cards. Or no, I think there's 216 cards in this tier 4. So this is a fun set to collect. So to, you know, kind of check a lot of these inserts and cards off your list as you collect Jordans. And so I've been doing that. And so the card here that Steve sent me is actually on this list. So if you look here under page 9, it's this card right here. That's that 97 Metal Championship, or Metal Universe Championship, Michael Jordan All Millennium team. So check that out. So there you go. Checks another Jordan off my list. So that's all I have for today. Just wanted to put this video out here thanking you, Steve. Very, very nice of you. Again, this is just a beautiful Jordan card. It's a fairly expensive card. You know, you could have sold this if it didn't fit your collection and got yourself something really nice. But that's just the kind of guy that you are, you know. You gifted it to me with the expectation of nothing in return, but you will be getting something in return, I promise you. And thank you for the other cards as well. These are awesome. Love the note. Thank you for the note. Means a lot. The other cards, really great stuff, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have not checked out Steve over at Rev Steve's Cards, please check him out. I'll put a description in my, or I'll put a link to his channel in my description below. So check him out. Thank you. See y'all next time.